And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, to round number 4 of the MEA NASCAR Cup Series here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. I'm SSR Mayhem, also known as Steve, as I bring you tonight's live action here in the MEA NASCAR Cup Series, round number 4. And we've had 3 different winners so far this season. Miss Katie Cat led the way in week number 1 at Daytona International Speedway. Following that at Homestead, it was LMP Amoeba picking up the win. And then last week, RZM Sean, a rookie in this series, was able to fend off Miss Katie Cat, LMP Amoeba, Barcode, and the others to pick up his first win on the season. Can we see a 4th different winner here tonight? Good chances, as the top 2 drivers in qualifying was Vanquish FRC and rookie sensation U5A MVP or USA MVP, trying to make a good run here in Indianapolis after a good showing back last week at Watkins Glen. Thanks for all joining us here tonight. We're 4 rounds in on the series, 6 more to go after tonight. Lots of action still to come and a lot of racing, as the championship currently sits 10 points apart between Miss Katie Cat and defending champion ESV Bobberts, as Bobberts 10 points behind, trying to catch up to Katie after a strong start to the season for her. Both drivers have had some luck along the way, but can tonight be a difference maker for those drivers? Or can the others, like RZX JJ Reds and LMP Amoeba? Maybe RZM Sean, he starts further back in the mid-pack of the field. We got the final qualifier for A Lobby here tonight. We're going to get him lined up, and then we should get ready to go here momentarily. Stay tuned. Alright, so everyone looks like they're ready to go. We're just waiting for Kart Racer to get readied up, and we will get going here as Kart Racer just now has linked up. And hopefully tonight, we got the best connection on the planet. I'm good at jinxing us, so let's see what happens. So here we go, as we'll get them loaded in on the race screen. It's Vanquish FRC for the first time this season, possibly the only race he might make this season, but the rule is here at MEA for this series, you have up till round number 5 to register for the season. After round 5 is completed, no drivers can join the series from there on out. So we might see Vanquish FRC make a few attempts this season, but as of right now, he's going to start for the first time here at Indianapolis for round number 4. So they're going to sit tight real quick to make sure one more driver is in the party, as I think they just got the late, don't go just yet, as the 15T of Vanquish FRC with the 02 of Miss Katie Cat, points leader currently this season and season 1 champion, former champion. You see the 2 cars right there, 2 new paint schemes for both of the drivers. Well, I guess for Vanquish, it's his first time. They're just trying to make sure every driver gets loaded up okay into their respectful parties. 23 drivers again this week, a B lobby with about 15 drivers. So we have over 30 drivers once again for 4 weeks in the row, ladies and gentlemen. The issue we're having is, I believe it's Remix having problems. So the issue we're having is someone that's pretty much had issues every week so far this season. It would be, I do believe, Remix, as having issues getting into the comms chats. All of them, including a Discord comms chat. So we're just holding on tight here. We are just waiting for the call. See if we can get in here soon. Seems like every week we got something. Looks like everything was okay up to this point. We just got confirmation that they have got it taken care of, and they can go at the pace speed of 80 miles an hour. Alright, so they're lining up 2 by 2. As we get ready here, I'm going to check to make sure I don't get a random invite. For whatever reason, I've been having party issues recently. So we might have one of those odd interviews again like last week. I did do a hard reset. I'm not sure what the exact issue could be, but we'll pray for the best. So they're going to green this time. And here we go. It's Vanquish FRC and MVP on the front row, and we are green. No restarting from here on out. And it's time to find out. Will we see a 4th-time winner this season? Good start by Vanquish FRC. I'm just going to start saying Vanquish. And MVP off of turn 1 and turn 2 now. And so far, so good for the field. Everyone's settling in nicely. Now MVP's got to run off of 2. He's going to look to the inside of Vanquish to try to take the first lap of this race from him. The inside. MVP to the race lead on lap 1. But Vanquish with the crossover. Not get to the inside. Oh, but he gets loose. It looks like MVP gets the race lead off of 4. And caution is out. Vanquish will retain the lead. So they're going to double back up. For the sounds of it, there was a caution between LMP and MEA and somebody else. It was JJ Reds that got involved in the accident. He started 5th in this one. JJ Reds is going to have to fight through the field to get going. The one thing about the package that's coming in here tonight is the cars are extremely loose on the track. So when a car gets behind you, they don't have to touch you. It's just going to automatically air wash you out or air wash you out. And that's what you saw there between MVP and Vanquish. Beginning of that lap, but Vanquish is going to send us back to green here. Hopefully we can get the field moving again. That was a good start. Just a minor mistake from the drivers. And I believe Cactus Man 1 was also involved in that accident. He was back there with JJ Reds. We're going back to green. As we go green. Good start for Vanquish FRC. We'll hop back with Frodo FM. He's in the 8th spot. 3 wide off of 2. He's got Bobberts and Barcode inside, outside of him. 3 wide, 4 wide. It looks like they're spreading out all over the racetrack. We'll hop on board with Frodo FM here. Bobberts gets to the inside of Barcode. He'll take over that 6th place spot. And they both hit the outside wall. He gets Frodo FM the opportunity to the inside. RZX Nix gets stuck to the outside. Bombers. Oh, but Remix gets loose off of 4 and around he goes. And the caution will come out. Wow. So Vanquish FRC remains the race leader. They're going to go around one more time, trying to keep the field calmed down. Sounded like, from what I heard, that the last caution there was a lag between Remix and somebody else. So, all right, we'll see what happens. But your top 3 so far: Vanquish FRC, MVP, and Miss Katie Cat. As you see on screen, Katie representing a new paint scheme, so is MVP. You have Kart Racer and Bobberts 4th and 5th, so Bobberts getting into the top 5. And let's see where JJ Red started lining up there. JJ's only moved up a couple spots. All right, so they're doubling back up. Gonna go green this time by. Remix was given a warning for jumping out of line on the last restart. Drivers cannot do that until they cross the start-finish line. So the lane can make a move, but you as a driver have to stay behind your lane, so you cannot get out of line on the restart. Here we go, we're gonna do it again. Let's see if we can get a run here. Hate to see a greenless caution run, but here we go with Vanquish leading the way. Kart Racer got nicely hooked up there with MVP, but Katie looks to the inside. Oh, a car up into the wall. I believe staying green here. And let's find out who that was involved in the accident. That was BMS Reese, one of the Brazilian drivers. So Vanquish with a really good start in this race. Meanwhile, Kart Racer, Katie, Roberts are all getting by MVP. Kart Racer moved up to the second spot. Katie lost the spot, I believe, right after. As MVP is falling back, and falling back significantly, it looks like. I don't know, wait, what am I missing here? Am I blind? Oh no, MVP's running fourth, right in front of Bobbers. I am blind. My bad. They stay green. So the front of the pack starting to spread out just a little bit. Let's go through the field. It looks like another driver. Amoeba has entered pit road. Amoeba's known for his odd pit strategies, and tonight that's what he's doing as we hop on board with the 10th place car of ESV Barcode. Barcode has had some success this season. We saw it back at Homestead briefly, but we also seen it last week at Watkins. Unfortunately, he got lag pumped last week at the end of the race, and it really affected him. Meanwhile, you see behind him it's Sean battling for that 11th place spot with RZX Ultra. As Sean to the inside, Ultra to the outside. He'll have no problem right there and get right on by. Meanwhile, it's RZX JJ Red after his initial accident early in this race. He's went back to the 23rd spot and is already inside the top 15 battling for more. 3 wide and a wreck behind. A 2-car caution, and that'll, 2-car wreck, and that'll bring the caution out. The race leader, Vanquish FRC, after a nice little start there again, will have to slow it down and bring the field back together. So with the caution out here, we're gonna have pit road open, this time for the drivers. They'll go green next time around. So they're gonna not use that pit entry, because that pit entry is bad news bears with all the cones on the planet. We'll find out who enters pit road. Let's hop on with the 11th place car of RZM Sean. Let's hop on board with him to see who might go in from both ends. As Vanquish brings the car around turn 4, or the field I should say. It looks like MVP is going to be a taker. Pit road is open, and it looks like Ultra as well is going to enter the pits. And Amoeba as well is going to take a pit stop. That's 2 pit stops in a row for the runner-up last season of LMP Amoeba. RZM Sean, who started, I do believe, back in the 14th spot here tonight, inside, or I should say in the top 10, not inside just yet, just on the outskirts of losing it as they come around. Turn 1 here. Last week's winner at Watkins Glen. We're getting ready to go green this time. Drivers coming out of pit road. gotta think, when you're a fan of this man right here, LMP Amoeba, we've seen him over the years make really interesting calls. He's a guy that likes to have a little strategy, be a little bit off everybody else. It's probably a smart decision that he's with some group of cars that are on the same strategy, especially when you got a guy like in the 95 machine of USA MVP, who was starting in the top 5 as elected to make an early pit stop. Meanwhile, Solar Cosmos, he started back in the 22nd spot. He as well in the top 15, or at least on the brink of it, depending where he's sitting there. I'm not 100% sure. As we hop on board with Solar Cosmos in the mid-pack. Let's hop on the roof cam with them as Vanquish will lead us back to green with Kart Racer, Miss Katie Cat Bobberts behind him. There we go. JJ Reds and Shoya right here in front of us. There we are, back to green. Heading into turn 1, he goes to the inside of Shoya. And a couple cars hit the wall to the outside. That's, oh man, that's Nix. And that was Frodo FM. Not sure if that's caution. Looks like it is. And Vanquish FRC will have to go again. The drivers have gotten their warning as they need to settle down a little bit. Looks like Katie was able to get the second spot away from Kart Racer on that restart. So they should be doubling up this time. Let's hop on board with JDM Culture, currently in the 5th spot. And then you got Sean, he's creeped up a little more into the top 5 or top 10. So we're gonna try this again. Vanquish has led every lap so far tonight. He's been challenged only by one driver of MVP who pitted a pit stop ago, about 3 laps ago. MVP Amoeba on a little bit of a different strategy right now. And they're going to go back to green this time. It's Miss Katie Cat alongside the leader of Vanquish FRC. They're back to green. And it looks like a little bit of a hiccup by Miss Katie Cat right there, or at least it looks like they stacked up just a little bit. Kart Racer to the inside of Katie. He's got a good friend behind him, JDM Culture. These two raced with each other quite a bit. They're very good friends. Roberts and Katie to the outside. Oh! And I'm not sure who that was. Looked like Remix again. And it was Remix involved. And I'm not sure who else was involved, but they had stated a 2-car caution. Kobe all the way be another one of them. I'm not sure who that is as well. Oh, that's Reese. And so the call was made. Drivers will be opening up MEA will be opening up pit road this time. The drivers will go caution free for about 18, 19 laps here. So they're going to run until lap 35, and then a competition caution will get called. Pit road will be open this time. See how many drivers select pit road. So pit road opening up. See what the leader decides. Staying out the top. Looks like everyone's going to stay out except for a handful of drivers in the back. Let's take a look at the field that decided to make the pit stop. As soon as I can run them. So Barcode being one of them, Remix, VNX Shoya, RZM Sean, ARC Samuel, and Kobe all the way decided to take a pit before we go cautionless for about 18, 19 laps. The caution-free run coming up. Drivers just getting a little too antsy on the racetrack. So this is an opportunity to see how good this top 10 group is. And the reason why I say top 10 is because typically once this field starts spreading out, we're going to find out how well the pack can stay together. Now that doesn't mean the drivers at the rear of the field or the drivers that have selected to pit can't get through the field, but it's going to be very, very challenging. This track is very tough to pass on. And you got some really good drivers. Just about every driver in this field can win here today. So a lot can still happen. Vanquish decided, hey, I'm going to run it out as far as I can as we're going to go back to green. We're going to find out who can challenge the man on pole. Pick up green until lap 35. Go across the line and we'll find out who's going to be patient. Let's go all the way in the back to see if anybody makes an early hiccup. It looks like a couple of them do. Oh boy, the BMS drivers. Remix. We caught up with a little bit of slow traffic. Kobe taking advantage of all this. 3 wide down the back stretch. Here Kobe lifting there. So Kobe is lifting because he doesn't want to get involved in too much of what's going on in front of him. He's being a little bit patient right here, not making aggressive moves. It's too early to be aggressive right now. As you see Boost on the outside of ARC Samuel trying to make a move to the inside. But everybody's staying green, and that's what we want to see. As we hop further up with Kart Racer, currently running in the second spot right behind Vanquish FRC. You got Katie Cat, and I do believe it's that. Nope, that's not who I thought it was. It's Boberton Reds behind him. Culture actually fell back to the 7th spot behind Frodo. You see Solar Cosmos in the 8th spot there. Let's hop on with the current points leader. The brand new O2 machine, another new paint scheme by Miss Katie Cat. Looks like the field's good. The moment. And it looks like Katie's gained some ground. Frodo looks like he's trying to make a move now. to the inside of RZX JJ Reds for the 5th spot. The race map again. Everybody's doing good. So everyone started to settle down. You see JJ Reds now being challenged by JDM Culture on the outside going into turn number 1. The 2 points leaders right in front of Frodo FM. That's Miss Katy Cat and the ESV Bobberts. Up 2 in the standings right now. Further back, we'll hop on with LMPME, but he's in the 9th spot right now, all by himself. He's moved all the way back into the top 10. So is MVP. We talked about that not too long ago. MVP currently in the 8th spot. One of the fastest drivers in qualifying, finished 2nd, tied with Miss Katy Cat, but set the time first before she did. They're moving and grooving through the field. Meanwhile, RZM Sean, he made a pit stop before that. And oh, there's a few cars right there. It's Solar Cosmos and Nyx. Wow. That keeps us still green. Some of the drivers having some difficulties, hopping back up to the race lead. It's a battle between 2 cars. It's Kart Racer rookies as well, trying to challenge Vanquish FRC for the first time in the series. Vanquish, not a rookie of the series. His first appearance here this season. Kart Racer's hanging in there strong, trying to track him down for the race lead. Bobberts, the defending champion, still in the 4th spot behind Miss Katy Cat. Frodo FN there in the 5th spot. Bobberts sticking real tight there with Miss Katy Cat as the 2 leaders start to drift away from the field. JDM Culture, however, has finally gotten by RZX JJ Reds for the 6th spot. Meanwhile, it's MVP tagging with LMP Amoeba, and you just saw these 2 both smack the outside wall off of 3, but they are coming, ladies and gentlemen, and they are moving extremely fast through the field. Last season, the last 2 seasons, as we see Amoeba lose a little bit of ground after the outside wall incident back there on 3, Amoeba was the best car in the field. He was lights out here at Indianapolis, and nobody could track him down for the longest time. But the problem was he made a bad pit stop decision late in the race, which really affected him and pretty much ended his day. So Amoeba, known as the pit strategist, is going to have to find everything he's got here today as we watch the battle for 6, 7, and 8 between USA MVP, currently right there behind JJ Reds. Hop on the roof cam. You can see Bird back right now. Oh, and MVP smashes the outside wall off of 4. That's going to give these 2 an opportunity to break away. You see JJ Reds trying to make a run to the inside of JDM Culture going into 1. He gets to the quarter panel. He's going to make the move. JDM Culture lifts just a little bit right there, but still maintains an outside line. Now he gets into the back end, right behind RZX JJ Reds for the 6th spot. Good pass by JJ Reds. Meanwhile, Amoeba and Barcode trying to reel in on this battle as MVP is looking to make some moves here. Right on the 2 in front. We've been duking it out so far all race long. You can see also the race leaders out in the distance. That's Vanquish FRC and Kart Racer 212, 429 is his entire gamer tag. Right now, those 2 are still tight. Looks like Miss Katy Cat's going to go into pit road this time. So Katie's going to make a decision to pit now, and that's probably strategic, as she's been out there for the majority of the time. Still hanging tight here, as MVP hasn't really been able to make any runs on these 2, but look who it is. It's LMP Amoeba on the 8th spot, trying to challenge for 7th. Amoeba with a full steam of car right there, right on the backside of USA MVP. Now we're going to find out what Amoeba has in that car. He was one of the fastest in qualifying for sure. Probably one of the most consistent. Looks like we might have lost a driver. And that was TNR Horizon. Super unfortunate. It seems like a trend for Horizon, at least from my point of view. I don't know. I might be completely wrong, but I feel like he does have issues staying involved. Kart Racer still sticking tight with Vanquish. Vanquish trying to lose him, but this is one of the best places to be in the draft. If you lose the draft, it's a big troubling point. Kart Racer's doing a fantastic job right now, sticking tight with him. Kart Racer looks like he might be losing just a little bit on Vanquish. Meanwhile, behind him, Bobberts leading the way of the third place, but Bobberts gets loose in the one! But it looks like Frodo overshot turn number 1 and went out into the outside wall. Meanwhile, the battle for 5th is still on. You got JJ Reds leading the pack. Culture MVP right behind him. Amoeba has taken pit road as well. Barco looks like he's finally finding a rhythm as well. He hasn't been super strong at these speedways, these oval circuits, and it looks like he might be finding something here as we're starting to see the pit stops make their way. 7 laps to go until the caution gets called. Pretty impressive right now. Vanquish leading every lap so far in this race, but not only is that impressive, it's impressive that Kart Racer's been able to hang so close for so long. He's kept himself in the race draft, and that's why Vanquish has not been able to get away from him. So Bobberts and Frodo enter pit road together. 2 leaders stay out on the racetrack. Kind of forgot, but we should go back and check on Katie. I believe she's all by herself and is. Amoeba's not too far behind her, so things happening right now for the drivers on track, making strategies happen. We got a battle here between VNX Shoya. Oh, I'm sorry, that's not VNX Shoya battling. That's Solar Cosmos coming out of the pits right in front of him. Currently a lap down in this one. Trying to make a move on Shoya, just can't get it done. Remix right there with him, but Sean looks like he got a really good run, and he does. Gets to the inside of Shoya. Sean will take that spot away. Remix gonna go with him. Oh, but Sean smacks the outside wall hard. 3 wide going into 2, and Shoya with a big pass to the inside. But then he smacks the outside wall. Remix now has a run. Sean gonna go underneath him as well. What a big pass, but just a hard hit. Shoya gonna lift just a little bit right there. Looks like that's Miss Katie Cat involved. Not sure what had happened. Katie, not sure what exactly had happened. A few more laps remain under this green Kart Racer will take the lead and get the lap for that one bonus point. Kart Racer currently leading. Once the leader passes the start-finish line, pits will be automatically closed to the field. Only a few more laps left here, and then the competition caution will be called. See the race leader cards here. We stick on board with him as he passes one of the lap down cars. How about MVP? Back into the top 5. Ooh, and he hits the wall there. Looks like Culture's going to enter pit road this time. He'll stay out as well, so Kart Racer stays to the lead and will take us to the yellow here. Kart Racer's going to go in pit road. Well, the caution comes out. Pit road is closed. And BMS Boost is going to have to take a penalty. Ultra as well. Kobe all the way as well. So the delay from our end to their end, they had a delay, so I guess none of them have a caution to be called. Lap down cars at this time will be allowed to get their lap back. Pit road's closed. All the lap cars at this time will be getting their lap back. So, Vanquish, Kart Racer, and Barcode all led today, getting that extra bonus point. So with pit road opening up, we're going to see who decides to take the pit. Let's hop back to the rear of the field. As 22 drivers still remain on the racetrack. That's Solar Cosmos. And decent on the fuel mileage. So let's see who all takes the pit. Looks like no one took the pit. So we're back to the normal system. Nobody took the pit. That's really interesting. I thought some of the guys and girls up front might have taken it, but we're gonna go green. So for the first time today, leading us to green, it's gonna be ESV Barcode. Your pole sitter back in the 5th spot, Vanquish FRC. We'll start with Vanquish, with onboard Vanquish, as he's right up there. And so Barcode's gonna lead us back to green here. And here we go! As the field's taken back off, and let's see if they've learned anything from that long run. Looks like Shoya's got a really good launch on the inside line on MVP right there. They cross the line, and here comes the spread. Ooh, Sean got a little wiggly there. A nice outside pass, though, by Vanquish. And no two-car accident there. Miss Katie Cat being one of them. So we're gonna go green this time. Barcode's going to let us go back to green. I'm going to go way in the back of the field. That's how I feel like we need to be back here. It's not seeing what's going on. We're hearing what's going on, but it's be nice to know we can catch some of what's going on here, because right now the driver's getting a little bit wild. Back back to green. Barcode leading the way. We hop on board with Cactus Man C1. The inside line getting a great push. Katie's pushing. Rough start for Arrowman. To the inside of Cactus Man. And there's a caution. Oh boy. Oh. Shoya was involved. Alright, so we're going to try this again. So pit road will open next time around, currently closed this time. You see the amount of fuel that was exerted by Barcode since we've gone back for 5 laps. 7%. So Vanquish, however, has gained a couple spots along the way. Due to unfortunate circumstances at the front of the field. So we're going to go back to green. You saw the group of cars that went in pit road. Vanquish FRC, now the race leader once again. So it's going to be Sean to the outside of Vanquish FRC this time. Get over to the halfway point. And we're back to green. Vanquish leads the way. Vanquish with a good start on the restart. Let's go to the halfway point. We're going to hop on board with Miss Katie Cat. She got herself back into the top 15. Hop on board. Oh, Nix and Arrow maybe getting involved just a little bit there. So, I guess we'll open up this time. Vanquish FRC is still your race leader unless we miss something along the way. What I think we're seeing here tonight, ladies and gentlemen, is just the fact that they're pushing each other on the start. They're not giving each other any space to get going, and that's what's creating these little arrow washes early on. You know, as a driver, you got to be patient. We talk about it every single week. Some of these drivers think you just try to go fast, turn left. NASCAR, that's not how it is. It takes skill, it takes common sense, and it takes a lot of patience. And I mean, you can't just try to force the guy in front or girl to get going. And right now, what we're seeing is the slinky effect of that product. So hopefully the drivers start figuring it out. The pit road will be open this time. We're gonna see who takes the pit. Looks like Vanquish is going to stay out on the racetrack. And it looks like Sean's going to go in as number 1. So Sean entered pit road. See who all else is going to go in. Looks like Ultra and MVP went in with him. I don't know why I went like that route. Reese, Katie, MVP, Nix. All right, so it looks like 4 or 5 cars went in. Alright, so they're going to be doubling back up this time. "29 laps to go in this one here at Indianapolis. Let's see what everyone does here as JDMX Culture on the outside of Vanquish. Been up front all day. Back to green. To the inside of Culture. Hop on to the back camera view as Proto clears Culture. Looks like Solar Cosmos now to the inside. Culture 3 wide in the row behind. Kobe all the way in the middle between Ultra and Amoeba. Looks like Amoeba actually. What happened? Caution's out. So it's like a driver went in the pits illegally. Alright, so I'm back. I'm sorry about that, everyone. We're just trying to get all the information in. Frodo FM had a drive-through penalty, but looks like he left the race. Not sure if he had to go or what. Boost will be taking his drive-through penalty, whether it's now or on the initial start. We're going to go green for the next 12 laps. No cautions. So greening till lap 60. We're back at it with JDM Culture getting his one bonus point tonight as he leads us back to green. Be all the way in second, third, RZX Ultra, Bobbers to the outside for fourth. He's under attack right now, I do believe. He's got a lot going on right now. It's 3 wide with Barcode to the inside. JJ Red's behind. You got it. Somehow Katie was in the mix, and MVP was in the mix, and Boost is now taking his drive-through penalty. As Culture is in the race lead, battling with Kobe all the way. A nice big battle here. AJ in the third spot now, leading the ESV Bobbers in the fourth. Code fifth. Culture now starting to get away from Kobe all the way. And Culture actually takes the pit. So Kobe all the way will be your new race leader and 1 bonus point on the night. Meanwhile, Vanquish has moved up to the third spot, getting by Barcode. Actually, it looks like he's battling with Barcode as they go nose to tail right here, going into turn 2. So Vanquish now reeling in RZX JJ Reds for the second spot. And Vanquish pushing JJ Reds down the back straightaway. He's got ESP Barcode with him. JJ trying to throw the block. Vanquish looks into the inside, trying to make something happen. Gets to the tail bumper of JJ. JJ able to hang off to the outside there, get right back in front. Vanquish still trying to find a way around JJ Reds. JJ looks like he checked up just a little bit off of 2. Vanquish got a big run to the inside. And he's going to try to make the pass here going into 3. And goes to the inside. Vanquish clips down. Goal, and Vanquish gets loose into 3. It hits the outside wall. Barcode able to get on by. And he's got to get back in the gas and try to get it going. Meanwhile, Barbers has fallen all the way back to 16th. Looks like he might have made a pit stop, I'm not sure. But Kobe all the way still leads it here at Indianapolis. Vanquish still hasn't found a way to get back up to the 2 guys in front, but Kobe all the way still leads this one here. Doing a great job. Let's check the fuel. He's got about 50% fuel left in the car. I don't think that's going to be good enough to make it till the end of this one. But got 2 laps here to pit. Ooh, and Kobe all the way is going to make the pit. Is JJ Red staying out? JJ is. He's going to get that 1 bonus point here tonight. Barcode as well. Something happened with Bobbers. He's dropped another position. Drivers starting to get into the pits. JJ Reds leading this one here at Indianapolis. So pit road is closed, and JJ Red stays out on the racetrack and will hang on to the race lead. 80 back into the top 10, so any driver at this point that pits will get a penalty as Cactus Man comes out of the pits. And Cactus Man gets out of the way. He's going to hold on to the inside line, let the leaders on by here. JJ Reds leads this one. Vanquish up far C in the second spot. Meanwhile, it's Solar Cosmos in the third spot. We haven't talked much about him today. He started all the way in the back of the pack, currently running in the third spot. He's got LMP Amoeba right there in the fourth spot. Amoeba, who we thought might have been out of this one, back in the mix and currently running into the top 5. Not only that, RZM Sean, last week's winner, trying to make something happen here today. Can he get the job done? He's got about over 60% fuel still in the car, still running in that 5th spot. Meanwhile, it's RZX Nix in the 6th position. He's battling with Arrowwind, who just took it away from him. The BMS driver now. BMS Rise, MVP in the 9th spot, and Katie rounds out your top 10. And here comes a battle for the race lead. Vanquish now back to the inside of JJ Reds in 3 and 4. We're going into 4. Solar Cosmos hits the outside wall. Still to the inside, it's Vanquish battling for the race lead. And Vanquish, I think JJ might have a little overrun going into 1, but right now, it's Vanquish for the lead. Vanquish still holds the inside line, JJ to the outside, JJ with no momentum. Vanquish will get the job done and take over the first spot. So Vanquish, your race leader, gonna bring us to the caution here. And they're gonna slow down the field now as they come around the final corner. Yellow flag is out. So the lap down cars should get their laps back. So this is going to be interesting. We're going to see how this shakes up the group. That's not what I want to see. I forgot I accidentally changed that, guys. Lap down traffic. Oh my gosh, why do we keep changing this? Lap down traffic will get an opportunity here to get their laps back. Pit road will remain closed at this time. So, looks like nobody's taking the pit. So, they're going to go green this next time around. Dude, I don't know what I'm doing right now. It's not going well. Let me fix the loop here for everyone. So, we're going to go green next time around. And then lap 68, once the leader crosses to start that lap, there will be no more cautions for the rest of the race. So, let's see how the drivers do. So we're going to go back to green this time. Only Frodo, Remix, and Horizon, I think, are out of this race. I don't know for sure, but according to my screen, they're out of this race. Or are they? Let's take a quick look. We're going to go green this time. English selected the outside lane, so using the field. That's what he wants to do. And back to green we go. Let's hop on with JJ. There's a little bit more going on here. And Viva's pushing, man. To the inside of Cosmos there to take over that third spot. Art Racer trying to creep himself back into the top 10. 80 in the middle of a lot of stuff. He gets right in front of Kobe all the way. Getting loose, up the track they go. Katie to the inside now, 3 wide, going into turn 4. Oh man, and then round they go. Who is it? Kart Racer. Tough break for the 20 machine. Tough break. So they're going to open up Pit Road. Probably the last time we'll have to see the pits open up for this one. At this point, if you pitted right, you've given yourself a chance. Looks like no one's going to take the pit. It's all right. Keeps drivers... Oh, we do have a couple of drivers at the tail end of the field going into the pits. looks like, I think Kart Racer's one of them. Yeah, Kart Racer and Ultra. So, Vanquish chooses the outside line, odds on the right, evens on the left for the boys and girls. Try this again. It's FRC Vanquish. Well, I said that backwards. And JJ Reds, and we're back to green. Up on the top. Yeah, looks so good so far. Oh, cars around. Need a theme song. Need a theme song for this stuff. So they're just getting the lineup refigured. Both parties did not communicate well in the caution scenario, so they are just realigning. We're going to go back racing going into lap 69, so this will be the last pace lap around for the drivers. No more cautions here on out, so we're going to see what happens. All right, so we're going cautionless till the end. I want to watch from outside the top 10. Let's go all the way back to Bobberts, who's actually in probably not a normal spot for him. And here we go. We're going to go back racing. JDM Culture in the back as well. A couple of the drivers have been up front all day. As we go back to green, Vanquish leads the way. We're just going to sit on this for 2 turns and pray that they all are going to be okay. That's all we can do. And look at Bobberts go, cutting up through the field here. Oh man, they are fighting. They are fighting. Oh, and Shoya and Ultra go around. Oh boy, man. Oh, I didn't want to do that. What I just do. Well, we're seeing a run. And they're getting so aggressive out there right now. It's scary. Cactus Man in the wall. Oh, and man, Katie got in the rear of Samuel. It's a good time out there, it looks like. We're gonna hop up to the leaders, I think, because they're all having a glorious time in the back of the field. As Vanquish FRC is starting to pull away in this one. JJ Red 2nd, 3rd, LMP and MEA 4th, Solar Cosmo 5th, RZM Sean 6th, Nick 7th, BMS Rise, Kart Racer 8th, JDM Culture 9th, 10th, and Culture all the way back to the restart. And then Katie and Bobberts in the top, in and outside the top 15. Dude, I'm just gonna hop on these guys behind them as Amoeba. I thought maybe passed, it didn't. And Sean, look at Sean in prime position here. Solar Cosmos hasn't had the best season inside the top 5 for the first time. Let's hop back again. We'll go take out Boost here in 10th. Looks like they've been in the Gladiator pit in the world. Chilling. Bobberts and Katie. Let's hop on Bobberts. They're just kind of chilling in 15th and 16th as they're tracking down Arrow. It just seems like impatience has paid the ultimate. Oh, Bobberts in the back of Arrow. Kitty's got a big run off of 2 to the inside. And Bobberts lost a lot of time there. Arrow's now under fire from Miss Katie Cat in the 14th, 15th spot. Shoya and Ultra right behind them. Look at this, Barcode and Kobe all the way are battling too. Kobe holds that outside. Barcode will take over the 12th spot. He moves up another position. Oh, and MVP spinning around on the back straightaway. Whoa! One of the favorites tonight. Pretty much done. The white flag in the air this time. Vanquish leads the way. Nobody around him. And he is just chugging along. Fastest in qualifying and fastest here today. Right behind him is JJ Red fending off Solar Cosmos. I'm sorry, that's LMP and MEA on Solar Cosmos. RZM Sean hanging tight, trying to hang on to a top 5 here tonight. JJ looking for very important points. The championship. MEA gets to his outside. And look at him, he gets the 2nd spot from JJ! 1 turn to go! LP Amoeba, big finish for him. Solar Cosmos 4th. Behind JJ Reds. And Sean will round out your top 5. Post-race interviews coming up next. So we're gonna get post-race interviews coming up next. I don't think there's anything wrong with the results from the race. So that's good. Let's get the top 5 in here for some post-race interviews. And we'll get Vanquish, we'll get JJ Reds, we'll get Solar Cosmos. LP Amoeba. That would be our 4th winner on the season for Vanquish. And we'll try to get Sean in here. And I think I had the same issue as last week, so we'll find out about that here real soon. And so just stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. We get the top 5 in here. And I think all we're missing is Solar Cosmos, and I'm highly aware that what's happening last week is happening this week. So let's see if Solar gets his butt in here. I'm gonna pull up the stream so I can hear something come through my headset, and we'll begin the interview process here soon. For you guys that just joined the party, please check off your audio so everyone can hear you, because I can't hear you guys. I know you guys can hear me. So good luck following along, but we'll try to get Solar in here in a minute. And there's Solar now. So everyone that's in here at this time, please ready up or go in your party, check off the box, and can each and every single one of you say here, so I can try to hear it come through the stream, so that I know that at least you guys can hear me.
Here.
Oh.
Here.
Wow, okay, wait, you guys can actually hear me. Okay, I can hear you. That's great. All right, great. All right, I didn't know I could hear you guys. All right, good. So yeah, just make sure your audio is checked off. We're going to talk to the top 5 here, ladies and gentlemen, and we're going to start with last week's winner, RZM Sean. And Sean, it was another one of those rough nights, definitely here at Indy, but you won last week. You started about 14th tonight, found your way up to the top 5, battling for race position, probably one of your best races on the oval circuits this season. Take us through your race. How tough was that? And at the end there, it seemed like you were just playing it very safe, vital points, especially with the points leader, defending champion of Katie and Bobberts so far back in the field. This had to be a good result for you.
Yeah, I mean, you said it. I don't feel like I was driving to the level that some people were, but, I was just trying my best to stay out of trouble and just slowly rack up the places, just trying to make sure that I don't hit the wall and lose a lot of time, and instead just lose a little bit here and there through just taking a bit more cautious.
You know, Sean, this has been one of your biggest challenges. This particular series is a series that you're not used to. We talked about that before, but do you feel that your confidence and though maybe qualifying hasn't shown it, you feel like you're getting better on these racetracks? I know that you've only kind of dabbled in them and probably seen them once so far for both Homestead and Indy, including Daytona, but you gotta seem to feel a little bit better coming to these racetracks.
Yeah, I mean, definitely at the start of the season, I was a bit worried that I'd really, be out of my element on the races, but I feel like I'm doing all right. Certainly, quali's something I've got to work on, though. I don't think I've had a very good quali yet on the ovals, but as long as I stay out of trouble in the race, I seem to pick up a few points.
And do you feel like your championship hopes in a series that maybe you didn't feel like, oh, I'm going to be in the mix now with these last 2 weeks? Is there any thought or anything going through your head that maybe I have a chance to go for a title this season?
I feel like on the ovals, it's a bit out of my hands. I have to hope for other people to make mistakes and me to just get a bit lucky. But I think the road courses is where it's really in my hands, and I can actually uh, try and hopefully pick up quite a lot of points.
Well, obviously, some luck has to play into it some of these races, but consistency and avoiding those accidents, Sean, are definitely a big factor. Obviously, tonight you got the job done. A top five finish for you. I do believe we head into Coda next week. I think we're going to Coda next week. If I'm wrong, somebody can correct me. But obviously, strong at the road courses. But congratulations on a great run tonight and getting the good result you needed.
Thank you.
And that was RZM Sean, ladies and gentlemen, 5th overall tonight. We talked to next Solar Cosmos. And Cosmos, it's good to see you here in the booth. Started back there, I do believe, in 22nd, if I'm correct. And here you are, top five finish, 4th overall tonight in a very competitive field. It seemed like you avoided a lot more of the accidents that you were part of, but to be there in the mix at the end, they had to feel great.
Yeah, you said it. I mean, early race, it was just all about avoiding every single wreck that happened, mostly in turn one and two off those restarts, because it was almost pretty much every lap. It was completely repetitive. Um, but yeah, it was really good to get up into the top five. I really wasn't expecting to have such a great finish here, having no practice, so that was great.
And we know that you just snuck into this lobby as the B lobby also had a run in tonight, but to be in the mix and to be in the fight, did you feel like the runs that you did have as a driver to be in the mix with all this talent and all these other drivers are just so good at what they do, especially here in these ovals, as competitive as they are? Do you feel like you've gained any confidence racing around, or feel like you're a little bit better off now that you've gotten a couple races in?
Oh no, for sure. Yeah. I definitely feel like I have the speed and the confidence for the upcoming races because I've seen how the other drivers race in A lobby now, and I can evaluate how well I need to drive as well for the next races. And so yeah, it's gonna be a big leap, but I'm ready for it. So it'd be nice to do that up in Coda next week.
And as the season goes on, we know that you might not make all these races this season. It's a give and take sometimes. But are you looking forward to some of the races ahead now that you've gotten the kind of the feel and kind of the inner workings around everyone?
Yeah, I'm really excited to most of the I mean a lot of the races I'll be able to make. I'm very excited to do that though. But again, life sometimes gets in the way with races, so it's give or take.
Well, nonetheless, congratulations on a good result tonight, and look forward to seeing you next week.
Yeah, thanks.
And that was Solar Cosmos, ladies and gentlemen, 4th overall. And then a man in the fight as well in the championship so far, RZX JJ Reds. And JJ, it just slipped away tonight. A little bit frustrating race for you nonetheless, but you were in the mix. You're battling for Vanquish right there before that last little segment of cautions. You got past. You held on to second for the longest time, and then Amoeba said, hey, buddy, I need this. And he got a great pass to your outside, but you were able to hold on to the third spot. Take us through that fight you had tonight with everything.
Yeah, at the very beginning on the first green flag lap that we had, I got hooked by Amoeba in turn four. It kind of happens. I mean, it's kind of weird that I've been the cause of every single initial caution of the race, but yeah, just climbed back through the field, avoided all the carnage and chaos that this track has to offer, and eventually got up inside the top 5. I was a little bit nervous about the fuel situation because I saw Kobe pit and I was wondering maybe he couldn't make it the whole way, but I knew for a fact cautions were going to keep coming out because everyone's trying to fight up and get straight up to the front there at the end. But, just stayed confident throughout, and yeah, that's pretty much it.
And JJ, and you said it, you're involved in those early accidents, but you seem to be doing so well this season, especially coming in late last season, got a few races under your belt, and here you are fighting strong week after week. You did really well last week at Watkins as well. Where do you feel like your confidence as a driver, and where you feel going throughout the rest of the series ahead? Do you feel that the confidence is building more and more for you each week as well?
Yeah, I was a little bit nervous at the start because obviously B lobby at Daytona in round 1 was a pretty big disappointment, but it is what it is. And eventually, Homestead, Watkins Glen, those are pretty good results. Not really what I was wanting there at the end, those last 2 races, but I mean, I'll take those positions any day. But yeah, third tonight feels pretty good. I feel like this will kind of give me a chip on the shoulder. Maybe not for Coda because I'm very bad at that track, but yeah, I'm just really looking forward to the rest of the season, how it's going to play out for myself and us RZX boys in the standings.
And one more question for you. The product tonight on track, a little bit frustrating as a driver. I know being one of the officials in party, it can be very frustrating at times too, but what just seemed to be the biggest trouble for you tonight amongst everybody else, and why the field was struggling to get going tonight? It just seemed like every time you guys got going, it felt like there's a lot of aggression out there that we normally see, and it seemed to just not go well for the majority of everyone.
Yeah, I just think that people's biggest problems tonight and Homestead and wherever other tracks we're going to next is that gotta be patient, can't win the race on lap number 1. But I understand everyone's trying to get up to the front, but you cannot be that aggressive. It causes way too many accidents, and that's why we had to do the no caution thing for I think 2 times now. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting seeing how they're gonna clean it up when we go to Homestead and Indy in a few weeks' time. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Well, in the past here, we've definitely seen the early part of the season be the kind of the reckless part of the season. So hopefully, everyone starts kind of getting a better grip on these tunes and cleaning it up. But nonetheless, JJ, a great result for you tonight, 3rd overall. And as always, we'll look forward to seeing you in the weeks to come. Congratulations on a good night.
Yep.
That was RZX JJ Red's 3rd overall, and a man on a mission there at the end. LMP Amoeba picking up the runner-up spot right behind the man winning it. But Amoeba, you were involved with an earlier incident and an early pit stop. As the race went on, you found a lot of pace, but had some hiccups along the way. To be there at the end, I mean, that had to feel really good to just take that one away on the very final lap.
Yeah, and I was being really careful around JJ because I just watched it back. It was my fault on lap 2. I just took a bad angle in the corner and didn't slow down enough, so that's not me. I'm sorry, man. But yeah, I just I thought I might be a little faster than him at the end, and I tried to get around him, and I saw an opening there and went for it, and glad it worked as well as it did. I wanted a good finish. I've had too many races where I'm up there and then something out of my control happened, so I just want to get clean, and yeah, glad that's over and it was good.
And you came into the season in the B lobby, originally qualified at Daytona. Felt like, man, this is not going to be your season. Got some fortune on your side. Was able to move up in the A lobby, and then these last handful of weeks or few weeks, you've been able to keep yourself where you need to be. And here you are, getting a 2nd place spot. Meanwhile, your 2 main competitors have had a bad night. This has to be vital points for you looking ahead.
Yeah, it's kind of the opposite of last week. I had a bad finish, they had a good one, so it evens out. I'm not sure how the points are exactly, but we should be pretty close. And then there's Sean had another good week, so yeah, there's probably 4 of us pretty close in points. And then going to Coda, I think we'll all be strong. I think it will be less chaotic because people seem to turn right better than left. But yeah, we'll see how it goes.
And Amoeba, you're a guy that's always in the mix every season. You seem so calm and collective. What's your mentality coming to these races every week, and how do you keep your composure?
Well, I know on these ovals, especially if you can just be patient. you can avoid wrecks. And after that first one, it's like, man, I just messed up. I'm just going to be patient the rest of the race. And that kind of saved me a lot of times and got me in the top 5 there. And just, yeah, being patient works. It depends on the person 3-4 cars behind you, though, if they want to be patient. I got lucky with some good guys behind me there.
Well, nonetheless, Amoeba, we look forward to seeing you the rest of the season, just like the rest, and hopefully we'll get to talk to you a few more times this season before it's over.
Yeah, hopefully next week. We'll see.
And that's LMP Amoeba with the runner-up spot tonight. And the man that signed up right before he can sign up no more, Vanquish FRC, getting the job done, aka Daddy on the back of the car. I threw it in there. Happy New Year. But Vanquish, you came into the night, obviously not contending for a championship run this season, but an opportunity to run some races, and here you were coming in, and you were lights out all night. It didn't seem like anyone could match you on pace. You seemed to be out of all the problems on track, and you took your time through a lot of the passes you had to make, and then there at the end, you just finally able to break free. But for the longest time in that early part of the race, Kart Racer was trying to give you every bit he had, and it took a lot for you to just stay out in front of him. So it seemed.
Yeah, the draft is just OP here. Like, when somebody's behind you in this car, it just doesn't turn as good as it does when you're in clear air. But yeah, that was pretty clean.
And when you had to fight back up through the field, when you made your pit stop, I believe you're just outside the top 5. What was the biggest troubles for you to get back to the front? It didn't seem like you had that many problems, but how patient were you through that run?
I was pretty patient. I just followed, followed the people that I knew what everybody ran, so I just followed the people that had the best times, basically, because they were more consistent or whatever, and they wouldn't make as many mistakes. And there's just a lot of crashes. It lucked out. It was mostly luck, really.
And you talked about the accidents tonight. As one of the drivers in the field who didn't have the biggest problem, could you analyze what was going on from a driver perspective, looking back on what seemed to be the biggest issue tonight for most of the drivers?
On the restarts, everybody you could tell everybody drives recklessly, because when you did the 30 laps, no cautions, everybody drove completely different. So it's just mentality. Like, some people are impatient, some people are patient. Most of the time, the patient ones get wrecked, so that's all it is.
And we talk about many of the drivers who tend to be patient. Do you feel like as a driver you got to be a little bit aggressive to kind of counter the patient side from being involved in many of these accidents, or do you feel like it's you should do what makes you most comfortable?
You should definitely be patient, because 90% of the time everybody makes mistakes, because we're all human. So just follow them around, they'll make a mistake, put pressure on them.
Well, nonetheless, Vanquish, it has to feel good to come in and steal the show. You love this racetrack. What is it about Indianapolis that just makes you so successful at it?
I don't have a clue. I don't know why I could run faster times here. I usually am pretty bad at ovals, usually, but I don't know.
Well, nonetheless, congratulations on the race win here tonight. Obviously, we don't know how many times we're going to see you this season, but hopefully we'll see you back in action nonetheless. But great job on a great result and your first week here.
Thank you.
And that was Vanquish FRC, ladies and gentlemen, your race winner here tonight. And that is a wrap here at MEA in the MEA NASCAR Cup Series. Round number 4, Vanquish FRC was definitely the star of the show here tonight. LMP Amoeba with a late pass on JJ Reds to take home second, and third for Solar Cosmos from the rear of the field, finding some friends out there and being at the right place at the right time, but getting the job done for a 4th place spot. And RZM Sean might not feel great at the ovals, but the consistency is still showing, and he'll finish 5th here tonight. RZX Nix, Kart Racer, Culture Boost, and Barcode will round out your top 10. Points leader Miss Katie Cat and ESV Bobberts, the defending champ, outside the top 10. Very frustrating race for them. And then we had Frodo, Remix, and Horizon that had lagged out at the end of this race. Once again, I'm SSR Mayhem. Thank you for watching round number 4 of the MEA NASCAR Cup Series here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Thank you all for watching, and once again, we'll see you next week, as I do believe we head to Dakota. So we'll see you all then. Have a good night.